anybody. Right. You're getting ready to release 3,000 people out in the city of Newark alone. It's already overwhelmed and congested. But the bottom line is, people like you, I mean, they can't get into your program. Right. So there was a time when there were more prison reentry programs than there are now. Right. And we have more people coming out now. Right. So where's the opportunity for them? Right.
Well, I just want to just correct one thing, because the last sister that we had on, Cokie Rivera, from the Latino Action Network, she clarified the 3,000 that was coming. They're not, because I was getting nervous about that. They're not all coming to Newark. Like about 370 of them will be coming to Newark, and the others will be dispersed throughout the state of New Jersey. Right. But there are going to be over 3,000 released, but not to the city of Newark, because I was getting nervous. Like, what are we going to do? You know? So that makes it, that number makes it a little bit more manageable.
But even with the 300, Maryam, you know, you guys are overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I can say this, you can't. Everybody in prison reentry heart is not in it. You know, you're passionate about it. And our brothers and sisters who are coming home, they've already been through a trauma. Yes. Okay? Yes. Whether it was self-inflicted or not, it's still a trauma. Right. And so that's why I was so excited, and I helped work with Senator Lesniak on the Earn Your Way Out, because it starts talking about, the legislation says, while they are in jail, while they are incarcerated, these are the things they have to do. They have to go to school. You have to get a trade. You have to get a degree, or you can get some type of professional training. Right. But then there also is that family reunification, which is extremely important. When the person comes out, the husband and wife have problems, the children have problems. So you have to start that family reunification process while they're inside, on their way out. You also have to start the process of faith. You know, so are we hooking them up with a masjid? Are we hooking them up with a church? Are we hooking them up with, you know, something that's going to have them God-centered? Because they're going to need that. And then income-wise, where are we taking them from? Are we taking them from $10 an hour? Or, you know, and the time frame. Who set that time frame in 6 months' time? Right. It doesn't make sense. Right. You know it and I know it, but the bureaucrats and the technocrats will set these policies into place, and it sets you up for failure.
Exactly.
You know, and then the inmate gets frustrated. They get frustrated because, do I turn around and make some extra money? Because now I got the pressures of my family member looking at me. Well, you came up in here. I'm looking for some money for some rent. You know, I'm doing you a favor.
Right.
You know,
because they're going to justify why they're doing what they're doing. And see, and you brought up something else to me that made me think too, the importance of mental health therapy.
Absolutely. Because critical.
Yes.
Critical. I had a friend of mine who was incarcerated. I've had several friends of mine incarcerated, but a friend of mine that was incarcerated, and he was saying to me that he had been home for a total of 5 years. Everybody doesn't leave out their house without a mask. Right. Everybody, at one point in time, everybody was gloved up. Right. You was, you know, you see people, you walk away from them. Right. You've already conditioned yourself not to touch a human being. And that was in less than 6 months. Yes. So think about 6 years being trained that way. Somebody telling you when to get up, when to sit down. Right. You got to watch your back. You got to be tough at times. You got to fall back. And we expect people to not come out and be traumatized. Yes. And we don't offer the mental health while they're in there. Exactly. So you release them back out with
worse in some cases.
Of course, because now I got the mental pressure of, how do I stay out here?
Yes, exactly. And then a lot of times when they're released back where they were, their neighborhood is not there anymore.
It's unrealistic, it's unfair, and it is inhumane. Yes. Because if you're releasing them for the purposes of saying that they've been rehabilitated, you've not taken into consideration the reality that you know exists. Right. So when they go to apply for an apartment, where you've been for the last 20 years, Northern State. All right, so what landlord is giving you an apartment? Right. When you go to apply for a job, where you been, who's your last employer? Right. State of New Jersey?
Yes.
Okay, so the stigma of society is still there,
Right.
and the harshness of it. And that's why I can't understand why government is still lagging so far behind in what they offer to people. You know, you come out of jail, you can't even get a Pell Grant.
Right.
So if I can't get a Pell Grant, if I'm not eligible for federal tuition assistance, I've served my time.
Right.
But I'm not eligible to do it. So you're already relegating me to a minimum wage job.
Right.
Because I can't even go and pursue my degree if I want to.
Right. But here's the
That's
thing,
why I'm so
though.
excited about Earn Your Way Out.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, because I've had several clients who have been released, and they do have their bachelor's degree,
Right.
and they're working on their master's degree.
Great.
So what that says is that if you want it, you will get it.
Absolutely.
See, so when we're offering them things, if they don't take it, it's not because it cannot be because we didn't offer it. You know, so the key thing for me is like changing their criminal mind thinking so that they can be their greatest, you know, be
The best that they
the
can
best
be.
that they can be.
But
Thank
see, what it goes back to is the public policy. Why isn't it mandatory that you have to do something? Okay.
That is true,
See,
you're right.
my thing is public policy. If you get locked up across in other countries, you're gonna do something. Okay. You're gonna earn your keep. All right.
Right.
So why don't we say with Earn Your Way Out that you can do physical activities, but you have to get some kind of trade. If it's not but cutting hair,
Right.
you know how much barbers make and how they'll be able to feed themselves if it's laundry services. Why can't they tie that in with doing sewing? And they can make the sheets, they can make the things that go into the hospital. That same little divider that
Right.
is like a screen, a
Yes.
fabric. Why can't they be making stuff like that instead of license plates, okay?
Right.
Something that's a transferable skill that if they choose to stay here in New Jersey, they can. If they want to be an entrepreneur, if they want to go work for somebody, why can't we do a partnership with the Salvation Army or Goodwill when furniture gets delivered, when people used to give away their furniture?
Right.
And then the last thing it was that I was trying to get them to do was you're now also creating a revenue stream. Because when the arena turns around, you can teach people how to make hats and aprons and stuff like that.
Right.
You can go to the hospitals and say, listen, you have a responsibility to give back to this community. So Beth Israel, St. Michael's, UMDMJ, when you're buying the divider that goes across the thing for the room, when the nurses need smocks and stuff like that, you create them.
Right.
And you create a cottage industry
Right.
that will take people who want to move up
Right.
and who want to be self-sufficient. Everybody that's coming back from jail is not a person who realizes that they are supposed to be rehabilitated.
Right.
Because the rehabilitation didn't really take place.
Right, exactly. And where it takes place at is inside.
Inside, before they get
exactly
there.
Exactly, because you want them to re-enter, but you don't want them to return.
That's it.
You know, so,
That's a great analogy. That's the
Right.
truth.
You
That's a
know.
great summation of it.
Yes.
That's a great summation because that's what I'm saying. The public policy should be mandatory. If they're going to mandate everybody get a damn gone flu shot,
Right.
all right? If you can mandate everybody wear a mask, if you
Right.
can mandate those things to people constitutionally
Right.
out here in the public, why can't you say in the prison system, we're going to mandate that you get mental health?
Yes.
You know, and have the doctors there who really are going to do it, because you know a lot of the times in those schools that they're supposed to have supposedly in prison, those college professors are not showing up.
Right.
All right. So even those who thirst to make themselves get an education, kudos to them for being diligent, because you and I both know a lot of times those professors don't show up.
Right.
And that was before COVID.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
A lot
That's
of times
true.
the health care in the jails is not optimum.
No.
You know,
It isn't.
it's horrible.
It isn't. Yes.
You know, it's horrible what they do. But at the end of the day, if government doesn't say we have to change the prison system for those people who are there now,
Right.
okay, and while they're coming out, and prepare them That's why it was so comprehensive with the Earn Your Way Out bill. You know, you have to go for psychiatric evaluation and be talked to.
Right.
Okay? Right now, you got people in jail that are getting drugs to get them off of prescription drugs,
Right.
to get them off of narcotics that they
Right.
haven't taken in 3 or 4 years.
That's true.
But they're still doing it because somebody's making money off that.
Right. You know what you remind me of? Because they just gave me the 2-minute warning. But you just remind me of something. Something just came to my mind. We should have a policy for those who are in prison that if you don't take a class, get some type of certification, if it's offered to you, you can't come home.
Absolutely. Because what else would your parole be warranted on?
Exactly.
Why would you have somebody come out that been in there 15 years
Right.
and you ain't pick up a book in 15 years, my man?
Exactly.
Or my
Exactly.
sister, no, you can't come
Right.
home.
No, exactly.
Because you're going to be forced to do what you did before you go in there.
Exactly.
Because survival instincts will kick in.
Exactly. So, I am so excited again. And you see how time flies? I mean, it just goes
Yeah.
by so quickly and everything. But, Gayle, I just want to thank you so much
Thank you.
for providing us the information. And I'm so happy that you're still out there doing your thing, fighting for us, even though she's no longer with the councilwoman. She is still out there fighting for us in public policy and in areas that we need to help our people. So having said that, I want to say thank you very much. My name is Maryam Bay, and I am the host of Tell a Vision.
And you tell a hell of a vision. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say on behalf of the entire city of Newark, I am so proud. My name is Gayle Channeyfield Jenkins. I'm so proud to be a native Newarker and know that we have a champion, a warrior, queen sister like Maryam Bay, who has a hell of a vision. And her show is called Television. And that's what she's going to do, tell a vision. And a vision is necessary for people to move forward. She has been an example of not having to have a title in order to help people. She's helping our brothers and sisters who are coming home, who have been incarcerated because she cares. She's always helping people because that's Maryam. Maryam Bay has always cared. And I'm so proud to have had an opportunity to monopolize her show and share her vision. It's one hell of a vision, Newark. You're going to enjoy this show.
Wow. I am lost for words. I just had an interview with the former Central Ward Councilwoman of Newark, New Jersey, Gayle Channeyfield Jenkins, and I'm speechless because she was so dynamic in providing us with information about government and what government needs to do in terms of reentry services, because it really boils down to the services that brothers and sisters are getting behind the wall. And she talked about a program, Earn Your Way Out, that she's been working on. And I think that this is going to be a program that will definitely be helping brothers and sisters who are behind the walls, because it is dealing with public policy. So, having said all that, I want to thank you, and I'm sure that when you see her interview, you will agree with me, because she had most of the show telling her story and her vision. And I really appreciate that, because these are the type of guests that we need to have. People who are out there working and who are saying enough is enough, because brothers and sisters are coming home from prison. They need to be prepared when they come home. Thank you.